Hi guys, so the observant among you may have noticed that my hair is a bit darker than it's been previously, and from the title you probably noticed that I'm using henna. I didn't plan on making any hair videos, but because I was doing this today I suddenly thought, might as well, I can show you what kind of results you get from it. And I think it's one of those things that not huge amounts of people really know too much about. They've heard of it, and they probably think it's red. Yeah, you can get 3 colours of henna: black, brown and red. I buy mine from Lush. Today I used mostly brown with a little bit of black in it, just to get it nice and dark. You can see my hair is really nice and shiny. Yeah, so I got mine from Lush. It comes in the big blocks like this. This is the brown one. It looks green. All henna looks green. And it stains things green, but dyes your hair brown, black or red. I don't really understand it. I think it's quite funny, to be honest, but it works. And I like it because, unlike other hair dyes, it's not full of chemicals, it doesn't have peroxide in it, so it's much better for your hair. It actually puts a coating on your hair. I'm not entirely sure what plant henna comes from, but it's a plant-based dye thing. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to put it back in the wrapper rather than talking to you guys. So, I thought I'd quickly talk you through how it's done, and then sort of pros and cons of it. So you take your big block and you grate it up. I use quite a chunky grater, it takes forever. I put it in a glass Pyrex bowl, and then I add water out the kettle. It's been boiled a little bit. You don't want to do it straight out the kettle because you're going to have to handle it, and you don't want to scald your hands or your scalp or anything. So you grate it into the bowl, you mix it with water. The first time I had done this, I was advised to use 2 of those big blocks. I don't think that was necessary. I done it today using about 5 of the little squares. Sorry, I used a little bit of that. There. I used about 4 brown ones and 1 black one just to deepen it up, because I had a little black one that they gave me as a sample. So, you figure out how much you're using, depending on how long your hair is. You grate it into your bowl, you add water out the kettle, and then you mix it up. I used a really scabby old fork that nobody's going to care about. I washed it and it is clean, so, I wouldn't use anything wooden though, because I think it's just going to stick to it, or dye that as well. Mix it up. They tell you to make it about the consistency of double cream. I mixed mine way too thick the first time I used it, and it was so difficult to wash off that you wouldn't believe, and it felt so heavy on my head, so I mixed it a bit thinner this time, and it was easier, and it wasn't as heavy on my head, and it didn't drop off when I was trying to apply it, because that happened to me the first time. I had these clumps in the bathroom floor, and it looked and sounded horrible. I'm not going to beat around the bush with this. Henna looks like crap. Once you've got it on your head, it looks like you've sat under a cow's tail for a little bit too long, not helped by the whole green tinge to it. Anyway, you get over the fact that it looks horrible and it smells a little bit horrible, and you put it on. With any hair dye, you start with the roots. It's helpful if you have a friend, or at least a mirror, so you can see the back of your head, because I missed a chunk. I've got some nice red still there. Sorry, I've done a pretty bad job of straightening my hair before this video. And then you leave it in. The downside of henna being all natural and not having peroxide and things in it is that it takes ages to develop. Depending on how bright you want it to be, in the case of the red henna, or how dark you want it to be, in the case of the brown and the black, you leave it in longer. I was planning on leaving mine in for 3 hours, but then I've got builders in my house. You also may have noticed that the door behind me keeps changing slightly. Yeah, that's the builders. They started painting my bathroom door about 20 minutes before I was going to rinse my henna out of my hair, so stayed in for 4 hours. Doesn't really matter. That's the other thing. If you leave it in for too long, it's not going to damage your hair. Henna just puts a coating on it. It doesn't damage your hair like a regular hair dye would. So if you do get caught out like that, it's not going to leave you bald or with frazzled, dead, fried hair. It's so much better for you like that. If you have sensitive skin and stuff, it's possibly something you might want to try. Also, it's not permanent, so it's good like that as well. Yeah, so where was it? You get it in your hair, you leave it for a couple of hours, then you go to rinse it out. Now, because you mix it up into a paste, it can actually dry. It dries onto your head, which is quite good because you can walk around your house without dripping on things. But when it comes to rinsing it out, it's a bit of a pain. I had to shampoo mine about 4 or 5 times. So if you've got a shampoo that you don't like that's living in the back of your cupboard, use that. Otherwise, I'd maybe recommend going out to, just like Semichem or some cheap chemist and buying a cheap or own brand, really cheap supermarket shampoo and using that, because you don't want to waste anything expensive washing your hair over and over and over again. So I just do that. I use one that I don't like anymore, it's sitting not getting used. Once you get the worst of it out, I go on and use my normal shampoo. I use Herbal Essences. Love the smell. And then you'll find, because it's a solid and you've mixed it and then it dries again, you've got some gritty bits. I wouldn't worry about them too much, to be honest. They're not anything harmful. If they're still there when you're shampooing, once you get your conditioner onto your hair, that'll tend to help them slide right off your hair, and it's not a problem. I had the gritty bits left in mine, and it's all nice and soft and thick now. That's another thing, because it's a coating, it makes your hair feel really thick and soft, and love it. Which is why I keep touching mine, which just looks a bit strange on camera. So, right, that's how you do it. Pros: it doesn't damage your hair. It leaves your hair nice and shiny. It doesn't have peroxide in it, so if you're sensitive, that's a good thing. You can move around your house without dripping when you do it. It doesn't make your eyes water, because peroxide can do that to me. That's about it on the pros. Cons: it's fiddly, it's annoying, you need to grate it. You need to leave it in for longer than a normal dye, which can be annoying, but then since you can move about and do stuff, it's not the end of the world. You can do your housework or, wax your legs, anything. It smells really bad. I'm sorry. I do love henna and I would recommend trying it, but it smells so bad. As I said, I shampooed mine about 5 times, and then conditioner, and then leave-in conditioner, because my hair is not in the greatest condition right now because I've dyed it a lot using normal dyes, which is why I'm now on the henna with that. And then serum and heat protection spray, and it still smells of henna. So I wouldn't recommend doing this if you're about to go on a night out. If you're in a nightclub, probably not too many people are going to notice it, but do it the day before, leave yourself plenty of time. I think that's it really on the cons side. It might look expensive, and I thought it was really expensive the first time I did it, but that's because I was led to believe that I'd need 2 blocks. I think a block's about £8. I'll put the real price in the sidebar, which I believe is in that direction. You'll know where it is anyway without me pointing. When I use normal hair dye, because of the length of my hair, it's here. Right, got quite a bit of it. I usually end up using 2 boxes anyway, so that works out the same roughly as 1 block of henna. So it's not that expensive when you think it through. So yeah, if you've got any questions, leave me a comment. I do check them, I do answer them. If you've not seen me before, hi, I'm Ali. I normally do makeup tutorials. I'm just starting out. I've only been here about 3 weeks. I think this is going into my 4th week. Yeah, so check me out. If you like what you see, please rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.